A lasting takeaway from my grad school experience would be just how marvelous community is, how key community is, and the true gift of having that much time to investigate what really moves you about making and about the creative process. My advice to grad students would be to just spend as much time possible in the studio, because after all, that really is your job at that moment and for those years that you have invested in that time. And it will be seen in the work that you do to have that kind of personal investment.
During my time at the University of Oregon, the Fibers area was going through a lot of turnover. Rather than letting this interfere with my work, it allowed me the opportunity to take more responsibility over my art practice. And it gave me several more mentors than I would have had otherwise. My advice for current or prospective graduate students is to push yourself to the limit, completely dedicate yourself to your art, and remove any obstacle in your life that would take you away from the studio.
Partly because I'm a bit of a workaholic, right? And I threw myself into it, absolutely. And I think you've got to, right? That's the pro side of that advice, is I think you got to throw yourself into it completely. And just get in the studio and make. I would say the piece of advice would be, don't become such a grind and such a hermit that you have no life outside of that, right? Because you got to have something to make art about too, right? And you can pick things to make art about, but it helps if you're also developing a full and rich life outside of the studio. I think finding that work-life balance is really important in graduate school too, because if you don't find it there, it's going to be even harder to find it once you get out into the working world and try to make a career at the same time as you're trying to make a life for yourself.
Take advantage of everything you have available to you. Engage yourself, join a collective, collaborate.
I think over the years here, particularly at JMU, watching the MFA students go through the graduate program, the ones that take risks and really push or throw curves to the faculty or their peers, those are really incredibly important moments for students at the graduate level. So kind of celebrate those moments of newness and taking your old ideas and really stretching them to the point where maybe it changes your whole direction of it.
A takeaway from my grad school experience was the other students I went to school with and what I learned from them. The connections I made meant when I got a job and needed to find artists to come in and do exhibitions and lectures, I already had a stockpile of people I knew, artists who had just graduated, that I could call on, and they could also call on me. So those connections stayed really important. I think what's really different about JMU is that it's an interdisciplinary program. So when you look at the artwork that's done by the professors here, sometimes it can be surprising. So a painter might have carved sculptures on the wall. A art ed professor has a painting. A printmaker has light boxes. It's like you don't really know exactly what you're going to get when you know someone's in a certain discipline. And the interdisciplinary aspect means you have critique with all different artists. They might have ideas from their discipline that it's different than yours, but it gives you different ideas. And then also all the students who are mixed together, who have different backgrounds, really end up helping each other a lot. They may know how to make molds and you don't. You might know how to do certain dyes that they don't. And it really becomes a rich experience of learning from other people.
For current or prospective grad students, I think this program is amazing in that it has an interdisciplinary mindset. So folks are taking their interest and research from one discipline to another, and I think that really speaks to being a contemporary artist. So it's like students come in and might focus on printmaking, but they're stretching to all the other disciplines to continue to further their research through material study, not only conceptual study. A lasting takeaway from my graduate school experience is realizing that the art world is a community discipline. and that connecting with your cohort and looking laterally is just as important as investing with your professors, in that those are the folks you're going to continue to move through the field of art with.
Graduate school is like a pressure cooker. You make so much progress in such a short period of time, and that's one of the sort of general impressions I have from that time period. But really, along with that sort of focus comes a really close relationship with your peers in graduate school, as well as your professors. And that's a really different aspect of a graduate program versus undergraduate. It's really valuable because those people become your colleagues for the rest of your career. My advice would be to take advantage of this moment to work really hard, explore as many different things as possible, because you have a safety net right now, and you have the support of faculty and peers to help you progress with your work. So just making the most of every bit of the time that you have in grad school, because it goes by very quickly.